Well, hey guys, and welcome. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. I'm glad that you decided to join me today. It is great to be with you here on the Inspirations for Your Life show. Thank you so much for definitely being here. Do really appreciate that. We have an amazing master topic for this week. So we'll get to that in just a moment. If this is the very first time you're coming here, I want to say welcome and thank you. If you're coming back, of course, I want to say welcome back and thank you for coming back. I always appreciate people that enjoy the quality and content of what I produce here on this show and many other shows. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to check out believemeachieve.com for more, of course, of my amazing, inspiring creations, which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year by visiting after the show is over. That is believemeachieve.com. All right, guys, if you're thirsty, you're hungry, whatever it is that you'd want, go grab that, come on back, get comfy, and let's kick this show off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Inspirations for Your Life. This is March 31st, 2026, and it is so great to be with everyone here today. Our topic is the master topic of owning your focus, but today's granular topic is Series 5, Show 14, Episode 4, How to Build Resilience. The master topic is owning your focus, clarity, courage, and momentum, and this kind of parlays into that. So welcome, everyone. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, passionate lifelong learner, and yes, pretty soon, a published author. So today's episode of Inspiration for Your Life dives into resilience, teaching how to turn setbacks into momentum, sharpen focus under pressure, and consistently build strength through intentional action. Incidentally, guys, that's a lot about what my new book covers. I'm not going to get into any more about that, but I will let you know that the book is going to be dedicated to my parents actually on April 17th, and it will be available for purchase on the 18th, and it will be shipping on May 1st. Number one, guys, stress reveals strength. Difficulties highlight what you can handle. Yes, you can handle a lot. I don't know if you guys know that, but sometimes we put the gates up before we even have a chance to see what it is that we're doing. And we shut down before we actually have that opportunity. So I think that's a very important thing. Number two, guys, recovery fuels endurance. Taking time to restore energizes your patience. But a lot of people don't take the time. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And then they're not where they want to be because of, well, frustration. Okay. Number three, guys, daily habits. Yes. Daily habits, guys, build toughness. Small, consistent routines compound into strength. And a lot of people don't realize that our small actions build us into something very, very strong and unstoppable. Number four, guys, are you ready? Number four is overcome setbacks. Intentionally face challenges with conscious effort. I think sometimes we hit a challenge and we don't realize that it's an opportunity for us to learn and not to get stopped. It's actually put there so that we can become a better version of ourselves. Number five, guys, learn from the obstacles that are presented before you. Each barrier teaches valuable lessons. And I think when we start to realize that it is about the lessons that we're learning, that's when I think we understand that there's hope, that there is possibility to what we're trying to achieve. Number six, guys, focus strengthens our resolve. Concentration deepens your ability to persist, right? And so when we're not persisting, it's usually because we've lost focus or because we become frustrated or a multitude of other things. But the core of the matter is that we've lost eye on the prize. We lost eye on where we're going. We took our eyes off the road, okay? Number seven, guys, number seven. Adaptability multiplies impact. Adaptability multiplies impact. Flexing strategy enhances the results. So if we can be a little bit, let's say, forgiving in one area, we'll find that we will enhance our results, and of course, the outcome. Number 8, guys, resilience creates freedom. It does. Because when we're resilient, we can bounce back. It's not the fact that we fell down, it's how many times we get back up. That's the most important thing. So, resilience creates a very unique sense of freedom. Emotional strength allows independent action. Emotional strength. I'm not talking about your physical strength, how strong you are if you can lift, 50 pounds or 200 pounds or 500 pounds. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your emotional strength. And your emotional strength is just as important as that brawn strength, right? Because if you don't have it up here, then all you're going to be is somebody that just can, lift and execute. But you're not going to be somebody that's going to really be intentional. And that's what we're about here. All right. Number 9, guys. Track progress daily. I think that's a very important one. Monitor the growth compounds because it will turn to a success. Now, not overnight, guys. Not overnight. But I promise you it will turn to success if you stay focused on where you are going. If you're not focused, well, guys, then you're going to fall behind. You're going to fall behind. And by falling behind, that's going to be a very big problem for a lot of people because they're not going to realize the one thing. And that one thing, guys, is that you can go pretty far. But you have to first believe that you can go far. Number 10, guys, bounce back quickly. Rapid recovery maintains momentum. You fall down, get up. You need a minute or two, fine. Don't take a half hour, an hour to get back up. Because what happens is that sets into our mind and body. It's like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I can't get up. Oh, I can't believe it. And you just let it weigh on you, and it just kind of ties you down. And we do not want that, guys. Number 11, consistency reinforces confidence. CRC, consistency reinforces confidence. The consistency allows us to feel a certain way, especially when things are happening in a positive direction. So daily effort, guys, solidifies the belief in yourself of who you are and where you're going. I think that's another big challenge for a lot of people is they don't realize that it's where you're going. It's great to know where you are right now, but it's also important to understand where you're going. And if you don't understand where you're going, guys, that can be a very, very big problem, again, for a lot of people. I'm not saying it may stop you, but it may stop a lot of people. And so if we're cognizant and we're aware of these things and we are proactive, then we're going to be at the top of our game all the time. Number 12, guys, set boundaries for energy. Protect focus by defining the limits. So limits are boundaries. They're there to protect us, they're there to protect others, but not just protection, they control our energy, right? And they allow us to be able to stay within certain parameters so we don't become frustrated. I think that's a big one for a lot of people is they don't realize that when frustration sets in, we have to have a way to combat that. I think that's a very, very important thing to definitely understand. We have to know how to combat that. And if we know how to combat that, then our life really changes quite a bit. Number 13, guys, embrace challenges deliberately. Choosing difficulty strengthens mastery. Choosing difficulty. So, wise person once told me, John, do what's the hardest thing first. Because when you do, it'll give you that feeling of euphoria that you can basically do the next thing, which is going to be easier than the hardest thing. All right. Number 14, guys, reflection sharpens resilience. At the end of your day, do you take time to think about, what it is that you're doing, or do you just move on and be like, well, that happened, so what? When we reflect, we look at the good that happened and we look at the things that we could improve to make today a better day. Now, we're not going to go back and change it, but tomorrow we could have an even better day. And I think that's an important thing is that we can learn from our experiences. We can learn from our challenges. Because even these challenges that are hitting us over the head day in and day out can be our greatest teachers to help us overcome the obstacles of life. Thinking on the past events improves future responses. I don't tell you to think about the events so you can harp on them, so that you can beat yourself up, so that you can put yourself down to the ground. No, I tell you this so that you can be aware of them. And so next time when those patterns, let's say, arise, you're like, oh, I get this. Now I know why this is happening. I know what's going on here. I know why this is transforming. I know it. I get it. Right? That's a very important thing, guys. And the more that you realize that, the more that understanding and the more that changing things will make a very, very big difference in your life. Number 15, guys, patience strengthens judgment. Waiting wisely prevents costly mistakes. Okay. But many people don't want to wait. They get impulsive. Like, we have to do this now. Like, you're at the supermarket, or you're at a store and you see stuff at the register. You don't need that stuff. But because of the way they've impulse marketed to you, you're like, oh, I'm definitely going to do that, right? But is it something you really need? Probably not. But the impulse buy gets us to do it. So I tell you to be cognizant of impulse decisions. Impulse decisions are usually wrong. That's different from gut decision. This gut is not the same thing. Okay. Impulse means I'm taking it because of something here that's going on. A gut happens with a slow feeling that this is the right thing to do. Right. So, as I said, it's important to know this and to understand and prevent the costly mistakes that can arise around you. All right. Number 16, guys, recovery prevents burnout. Yes, it does, guys. Rest ensures sustainable progress. A lot of times we want to keep going. The problem with keep going is that by doing this, we don't give ourselves a break, right? If you run an engine nonstop, what's going to happen? That engine's going to burn out. You need to give everything a break. You even need a break. If you're running, you're walking, you need a break, right? So there's nothing wrong with stopping and taking a break. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. What some people do, though, is they push until they're forced to take a break, right? Not on their own choosing. Something happens to them, they get hurt or what have you. And if we understand that shift between what could cause burnout and what could give us a reset, can give us a great burst of energy and a lot more creativity so we can actually move forward. Number 17, guys, reframe difficulties as lessons. Change perspective to uncover opportunity. There's so many different things out there. And when we just change the perspective, change the angle just a little bit, we become, unstoppable. But a lot of times it's just a subtle pivot. It's not like we're changing the entire direction. And it's these subtle nuances that we can respond to that can affect the success and quality of our lives. All right. Number 18, guys. Daily wins compound. They sure do. Celebrate small achievements to build power. And one thing you're going to know about is that power builds even more each time. That feeling you get when you've done something right, and then you do it again, it keeps compounding. It's like this endless loop, but it's a positive endless loop that gets you to understand and to keep getting that, pat on the back from the dopamine that releases in your brain. That's very, very powerful, guys. Number 19, guys, stay committed to growth. Long-term focus beats the short-term distractions. Hands down, it does. Number 20, guys, resilience enhances problem solving. Strength under pressure improves decisions. And I think a lot of people don't realize the fact that when we have strength, we have more of a sense of calmness. We can make the decisions from a higher point. when we're not being led, or we're not, let's say, making a decision that's impulse driven. I think those are very important things for us to understand. The difference between a decision we make because of gut and a decision we make because of an impulse. Very important. Number 21, guys, flexibility builds opportunity. When somebody's flexible, I don't care whether it's with their schedule or with their other options or what they do, they've got more possibilities for opportunity. And so adjusting an approach opens new paths. But a lot of people, whether they're coming out of school or they've been in grad school, they're set on one way and they don't want to change. And because they're inflexible, well, they break bridges, and not literally bridges, but speaking about bridges, if bridges were inflexible, bridges didn't sway with the wind, right? A little bit. The bridge would break, right? And I think this is an important piece for us to reflect on right now, is that when we're flexible in life, just like a structure needs to be flexible or it could collapse and not be very stable, if we're flexible in life, then we can get lots of opportunities. If we're not flexible, it's like we shut out the world. We shut out the potential opportunity that could be there, right? We said before, our thoughts create our opportunity. Number 22, guys, small adjustments sustain effort. Small little pivots, small little micro changes. These tiny changes basically maintain our momentum. If we think about sailing for a moment, because I love to sail. When we sail, if we shift the weight just a tiny bit, that can really affect the trajectory of not only where the boat's going, but also the speed at which it's going. When we move the weight, we're able to get the boat a little more on a heel, and thus less of the boat is in the water. So creating less drag. So that's another reason for us to be flexible. So many people I know say, oh, it's got to be this way, it's got to be all this whole way. And if it's not, I'm not interested. What you're doing is telling the universe, okay, I don't want this. If it doesn't come in a red box, I don't want it, which is a bad attitude. Number 23, guys, resilient mindset multiplies outcomes. I've just said it again. A resilient or a flexible mindset multiplies outcomes. So mental toughness magnifies results in our lives. And so mental toughness doesn't mean that, you're nasty. Mental toughness doesn't mean you're rude to people. Mental toughness means that you are protecting your boundaries and you're not letting people walk over you. That's a big point of what mental toughness means. And when people know that we're a mentally tough person, they won't try anymore to press our buttons. That's the important thing. Number 24, guys. Maintain calmness under pressure. I know that that's virtually impossible. I don't care what kind of emergency situation you're in. Everyone's got their blood raising because, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Maintain calm under pressure. Composure ensures clear thinking. So the composure ensures clear thinking. And when that happens, it's like, oh, I get it. Now I understand. All right. Number 25. Resilience preserves momentum. Bounce back and you'll keep going forward in that direction. People sometimes don't bounce back for a couple of reasons. One, they claim they need more time. I'm tired. They're afraid that if they bounce back, they may be successful. They're afraid that if they bounce back, they may have to become accountable. Oh, wow. Isn't that a shock? Number 26, guys. Observe patterns for improvement. Insight drives strategic action. So life is all about patterns, whether we're talking about technology, whether we're talking about personalities, they're all part of patterns. Everything around us is a pattern, from nature to human beings to even the cycles of life. Everything is a pattern. And once we understand the pattern, we can actually move forward. But discovering or decoding a pattern is something that a lot of people wrestle with their entire life. So knowing what a pattern is and recognizing that pattern and how to act when that pattern rears its head is a very key success strategy in life, just being honest. Number 27, guys, discipline reinforces recovery. Very simple. Structured effort enhances endurance. Structured effort enhances endurance. So it kind of builds a framework for us, right? If we have a framework, we could stay within a framework. The simplest thing I can give you is a coloring book. So in a coloring book, you have lines. You probably remember paint by number or marker by number. When a part of the chart has numbers, it keeps us within there. Red might be blue. A red might be 2. Blue might be 6. And we have to keep that color within that area. Sometimes we have to use a thicker pen, a thinner pen. You get the idea, right? So this is key, guys, for success. Number 27, guys. Discipline reinforces recovery. Structured effort enhances the endurance. All right, number 28, guys. Endurance grows quietly. Strength develops steadily with time. So it grows behind the scenes. And as that's happening, strength is also building its way. But a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Number 29, guys. Focus on solutions. Energy spent resolving issues creates results. Energy spent complaining about issues just creates more problems, more challenges, more frustration. Number 30, guys. Strength sustains progress. Inner power fuels continuous advancement. So that inner power, that dopamine release that we're getting when we do something great, it fuels us to be even better than we were before. You know, if you asked me even 10 or 15 years ago, do we have our own motivation? I would have said kind of, until I learned about the dopamine. The dopamine's like this natural personal back tapper, right? It gives us the pat on the back and a complete euphoric feeling that goes along with the pat on the back. And the best is it keeps happening over and over and over again each time that we create that positive act. That's powerful, guys. So now you know that patting yourself on the back is great. And other people doing it too. But when you do it to yourself and you get that euphoric feeling from the dopamine release in your brain and body, it's like, whoa. You ever been on a roller coaster? It's like that dip in the roller coaster, right? And then whoa, 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 like, up, down, right? Wee. Then some people scream, right? So I think these are important things to realize as we think about resilience. Resilience. Now, according to my good friends at Merriam-Webster, this is what they have to say about it. Resilience. It's a noun. The ability of something to return to its original size and shape after being compressed or deformed. We could think about, let's say, one of those beanbag stress balls. And if you squeeze that stress ball and you hold it, you'll notice it gets some indents from your finger or wherever you're pressing against. But then the fact that it returns back to its original square or circle or triangle, whatever shape it was in, the fact that it can return back to that in literally seconds to under a minute. That's resilience. Do we bounce back to the state we were in before we were interrupted? Let me see if I can give an example. So you're with your friends, and maybe one of them actually took you down a peg. Maybe it was something that wasn't justified. But do you allow that to continue to take you down, or do you bounce back to where you were before the comment came out? I think that's the real thing about today is, do you bounce back? If you don't bounce back, my question is, why don't you bounce back? Are you scared? Are you not sure how to come back with resilience? Are you not sure what has to happen? Are you not sure of how resilience can actually make a true difference in your life? Are you? And if you're not, then I think you've got some work to do. Just being honest there. I think that's a very, very important thing. Guys, in closing, I do want to invite you to catch the full episode of Inspiration Your Life, this one here, or any other one, which you guys can do 24 hours a day by visiting believemeachieve.com. You know, we've made this really easy for you guys. You can actually watch it online. You can watch it on many cable stations. You can even listen to it on the road on many popular podcast networks. Your intention, okay, will help fuel the discipline to keep you motivated. Because motivation fades, okay? Discipline becomes something that's part of you, something you can't change unless you want to. But it just takes you in a way that says, I have to do this. If I don't, then, you know, I'm not going to let myself do something else, right? That's the real name of the game. If I had to give you like a main name, if somebody was to manipulate you, and then suddenly a few hours later or a day later, you pop back. And it doesn't just mean shape, as Merriam-Webster said. It also means the characteristic of your mind and your body. Maybe because of what somebody said, you're feeling really terrible. But then for you to be able to just turn around, twist it back, that's resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. This has been Inspirations for Your Life. Please do check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, of course, inspiring creations. I'll catch you guys real soon. Have a great one, everyone, and be well.